ordered a new heater core for the Super Dodge because it's leaking. After 400,000 miles, she finally gave up the ghost. So that'll be here tomorrow. I had to order a new key switch and the tumbler because that's wore out too. So I've just been cleaning it up. Took this off, cleaned inside the gauges and that's all dusty. Cleaning out the AC vents. What else? Just generally cleaning and fixing. I'd really like a new truck, really would, but this one gets such good gas mileage. It's been so dependable. I just look at it and go, I painted it. People complain about my broken window. I'll replace the window. Replace my sheepskin seat covers. They're about due. They're probably 10 years old. How many of you poor bastards ever had to do one of these? Dodge heater core. The 3306 engine oil filler tube on the 14G. We're engineers, Bill. We went to school to do this stuff to customers. I just want to strangle them. The guy who engineered that looks like a genius compared to the guy who came up with this nonsense. I'd like to kill you. Okay, Jeff wins. This is a Dodge. This is your AC heat unit. I have a genuine brand new Dodge heater core, and I also have an aftermarket one. I'll show you the difference. So this is your pipes. These are your pipes into your evaporator core, which is your AC. And I will have a new one of those in the morning. And the reason I've ordered a new one is when I get this apart, from the videos I've seen, because Dodge does not use a cab filter. Here's your intake for all your air. And as you can see, my fan down there is full of pine needles and all kinds of crap, because whatever goes through this cover right here, right under here, is, probably can't see it, in there on the firewall is a hole, intake hole. So all your fresh air from outside comes through that hole right there, and there's no filter. Anyway, what happens is the goes down in there, goes into your AC core, across it. Your evaporator core sweats, and the crap sticks to it, and then you don't get a lot of airflow, you don't get good AC, and then eventually it rots the core out. I use plastic plugs, and the reason you do that is an AC system cannot handle any debris. This is your receiver dryer accumulator. There's an orifice tube in there, and if you've got junk in your system, you plug that orifice tube up. You got moisture in your system, the desiccant won't take it all out. You'd have to vacuum it for a week to get it all boiled out. So be super, super clean when you work on AC stuff. Clean your fittings off, make sure you plug them. Now that's not getting used again, but by habit, I still put something in there. I've got a brand new one. I figured since I'm going to go to all this trouble to fix the heater core on a Dodge, I'm going back with the OE heater core, the good one. My heater's been smelling for the last 2 years, and I've done nothing about it. Thank goodness it didn't spew. Okay, this is why your heaters and your AC stuff doesn't work. So I don't see any oil on that one. I could probably wash it out and reuse it. So there you go. Everything gets sucked into the fan, flipped around, and goes straight through the AC. The AC is the filter for all the junk. The other thing you can do to avoid this is run your system on max AC, because on max AC, what it does is it shuts the door up to the outside air and it recirculates air in the truck. That will keep that out. So that, and if you're out driving in a dust storm or someplace it's really dusty, always turn it to max AC, because all that dust is going to get sucked right in there, blow it right through your evaporator core and plug it up. So there it is in all its glory. This is basically your air filter for everything that, all the air that goes from outside inside of your truck. This is what it does to your AC, unless you have a cabin filter. Okay, I got my box cleaned up. I've put the evaporator coil in there, the old one. I got a new one, will be here tomorrow. Hopefully it's going to have this on it. $50 says it won't because it's not Dodge. I bought a genuine Dodge heater core. It came with all the sealing foam on it. This is an aftermarket piece of crap with flexible pipe. I don't recommend you buy these. This weighs probably a fifth of what that big heavy copper one does. I got 391,000 miles out of my original one. So this is a good unit. Just change your antifreeze, use a good antifreeze. Don't use a concentrate antifreeze, use a good premix. So the way this works is it sucks air in, blows it through your evaporator coil, over here, around through your heater core, and then around the corner and to wherever you've got it directed. Now when you turn the AC on, or you change temperature, when you change the temperature, this is the door that will do that. And this is hooked to an electrical motor. That's a motorized vent. And so as you start to turn the temperature, this will start to turn. When you turn it all the way to cold, it comes clear over here and stops any air from traveling through here. This chunk goes over here and blocks it. So in case you got any leakage or just radiant heat coming off of here, it can't travel over in here. When you turn the AC on and you turn it all the way to cold, bam, this thing shuts, and then your cold air travels through and over here into the other vents. This is a vacuum vent. It's either full on or full off. So I have decided to go ahead and use my old evaporator coil. I see no corrosion anywhere. I saw no leaks on it. I bought a new one, but here's the deal. So I open it up. It's just the fins are beat to death. It doesn't weigh as much as the one I've got, and it does not have this rubber on the hoses or any of this installed. Had I bought an OE from Dodge, it would have been ready to install. So I'm going to use it again. But one of the things I did is I bought some of this foam from Lowe's. And this is 1 inch expanded, 1/4 by 1. And I put it on the sides here, and this really tightens that up and makes it so it fits tight. It can't rattle around. It's got a good seal because these rubber ones don't really push all that tight anymore against it. I bought a whole bunch of other sealing stuff because I've got to replace a lot of this that's torn and damaged. I want it tight. I don't want to have air leaks all over. So getting ready to go back in with it. Okay, it practically fell in there. That was pretty doggone easy. So before I get too carried away putting the inside back together, I'm going to check and see if we can pull a vacuum. And we're already getting up there, so that's a good sign. So I'll see how much vacuum I can pull and if I can hold it. So our snow in the valley turned to rain today. Mount Putnam over there is covered with pretty good snow. Anyway, I'm gonna go out here and try out my new boxes on steps. That's cool. That is awesome. Let's go see what I got on the steps. So since it's rainy today, I got a garbage bag here. I'm going to bag this. But some of these packages, I got the N-word on there. That means no, because they're gifts, and I'm not supposed to read the name. But anyway, so I got a shirt going to Philip Bonner in Terwilliger. Or no, that's Terwilliger Road, Anza, California. Got some wallets going out. I can't remember if I'm supposed to say anything. David Greco from St. Louis got a wallet. Kenneth Kidd from Afton, Virginia. And let's see. Dan Nowinski got a Killdozer in a shirt. Hank Singmaster. There's one shirt in there for you, Hank. I didn't have the other one, so I put a note in there. Read that. Let me know what you want to do. I'll either give you your money back for the other shirt, or you can pick something else out. Anyway, let me know. Thank you, sir. Bill Trunnen from Chassel, Michigan got a wallet. And this one I'm not supposed to mention, so I won't. Thanks, sir. Anyway, got some stuff going to Amy Layton in Seagrove, North Carolina. Charles Chadwick down in Stockton, California. Sorry it took so long to get this out to you, Charles. Dallas Grooms in New Richmond, Ohio. And I've got one going to Canada. And this is Amanda Ward. Thank you, Amanda. Got some shirts and a Killdozer going to Jacob Fretz in Bell Vernon, PA. This one I'm not supposed to say. And a shirt going to Randall Small in Newcastle, Indiana. Thank you, guys. Oh, the wallets. Danny Toner's making some more, so I'll have those back in the store soon. Anyway, the 5 wallets he made, boom, they were gone quick. So really appreciate your support there. It's tomorrow morning, and I'm still holding vacuum. I wanted to pull the vacuum to make sure, after taking the evaporator out and changing the connections in the dryer, that I didn't have a problem, because last thing I want to do is find out my AC doesn't work, because I got a problem in here and I got to take the evaporator coil out. Okay, all you have to do to get this back up is start your bolt in here and get your dash on both bolts on both sides, and it's designed to tip up. That way all your heating and cooling duct vents just fit right up perfectly. The dash goes right up. What I did is I pushed the steering column up and started one nut on it, and that basically just brought the whole dash up. So those of you that have Dodge products know that these ground cables and stuff, over time they just go to pot. So what Jake did on his, and I'm going to do on mine, is this is a military style connector, so it'll go on here, and then I'll crimp the ends to that and do the same to the positive. I've already done this battery over here. So you can put these on, and then you've got individual bolt-on connectors. This is the ground here. Anyway, so it's a better fix than replacing the whole cable. And I think it'll just be a better deal all the way around. Okay, so I got her crimped on there. I'm going to put it on from this side, and then I've got 2 other small grounds I'm going to do there, and I'll put them in one connector. But this is my crimping tool that I bought. This is an awesome tool. I got this from a company called Temco in California. Really reasonable. I think that was, I don't know, I think it was under $100. I got that, and then the tool to cut the cable with, and now I'm going to put a piece of heat shrink on it to keep the acid and the moisture out. So I got some green on these wires, and it doesn't matter how far you cut it back. This one's not as bad as the positive, but you can see the green on there. So this one was really bad. So I just went and got a little cup of muriatic acid, dipped it in there, and it just totally cleaned it up. and then I dipped it in some water to get rid of any residue. But really what a guy needs to do is just replace this whole cable down to the starter, because the corrosion just walks and walks and walks and goes on down there and turns everything green. Let me show you what this does. Takes that down to bright metal, I mean right now. Puts off some hellacious fumes too. Hellacious fumes. Good stuff for cleaning things up, but be careful with it. Make sure you wear glasses and gloves. Protect your eyes, any skin. And then don't use it excessively indoors, closed indoors. So I got the Super Dodge running, took it outside. Steam cleaned off down here around all the fittings on the compressor. So now it's time to gently remove it without any swear words. Okay, pulled her right down to 27. Bam. So I think the compressor was the problem. Front seal was leaking on it. So we'll run vacuum on it for 30 minutes, make sure we got all the water boiled out, any moisture. And then we'll put 2 pounds of Freon in her. Okay, I got her down to about 27 and a half. And she's holding. So I think we're ready to blow some out of Freon in. Got the Super Dodge all cleaned up. Got the heater, AC stuff all done. And I won a $200 detail gift certificate. So I took it in town and had it detailed. It ain't been this clean for years. So they vacuumed the carpets up really nice, looks good. But anyway, the Super Dodge is looking good. Man, I'd really like to go buy a new one. I just gag at the price every time I see him. Just absolutely gag at it. Engine bay looks good and clean. I steam cleaned it to change that AC compressor. Put on my new battery terminals. New air filter, cleaned up all this stuff. I try to keep my stuff looking nice even though it's old. I mean, you stop and think about it. This truck has 400,000 miles on it and it's 21 years old. But anyway, it's been a really good truck. Heck, I may just keep it another 20 years. So I got to replace the belt tensioner in the Super Dodge. And I took the alternator off. I'm going to replace that too. It's got a lot of miles on it. But I want to explain to you why Americans resist going to metrics so much. So here's a bolt, and the one end's got a 13 millimeter on it, which is cool. You could use a 1/2 inch on that. On the other end, they put a nut that's a 15 millimeter. Now, there's no American wrench that'll even come close to 15 millimeter, but I want to show you something else. So these are my awesome in focus toolboxes I've got, and so the back wrenches are American and the front ones are metric. So I want to show you, look at all the different sizes of metrics and look at the size increase versus American. So why in the world do they find it necessary to make so many sizes in every millimeter? Instead of using the odd sizes, why don't you just go with the even? 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. and on up. I see no reason why you want that many different head sizes. Anyway, so a note to manufacturers: stop putting so many different size nuts and bolts on things, and then eliminate all the odd size metric wrenches. Just a friendly reminder from Jpaydirt. Have a nice day. Well, it worked. The sticker's there, the boxes are gone. Awesome. Thank you. Hey everybody, this edition of Jpaydirt is brought to you by Stephen Gray from Horsham, Australia, Floyd Ward from Mayflower, Arkansas, Henry Reed from Sherman Oaks, California, Douglas Deaton from Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines, is that how you say it? It's not Des Moines, Des Moines, right? Tim Miller from Kettering, Ohio, and Pat Territo from Belleville, Michigan. Hey, got a bunch of cards here for the kids to open. Unfortunately, they weren't available again. They're just busy little gals with ballet and gymnastics and all that kind of stuff, so I'll get them next time. So this is what old Paydirt's been doing the last week or so, I guess, is basically working on my car. And I got the steering out, there's the brake booster. I am going to install my hydraulic clutch kit and the new pedals for my 5-speed, and I'm going to cover the firewall with some sound deadening material I have, but I need to get this steering stuff done because I can't cover all of that, so I kind of need to mock that up and cut the pieces and get them installed, clean all this up and install it so I can keep going. This is my winter project. I am going to get the Challenger done and get it out of here. Mike Weimer out of Wisconsin stopped by a couple months ago or longer, and I wanted to show you this car Mike built. And he built this Buick car for his dad. And so I've been using Mike as a resource to talk to about how to do things. I'll never be as good as Mike. I mean, this car is fabulous. In the video description below, I'll provide a link to a YouTube video showing his car. Anyway, go check that out. The guy's talented. It's too bad he doesn't live closer. I'd just hire him to finish this. Anyway, that's what I've been up to.